And even though it is still early doors in 2026, we could be seeing a big retirement at the end of this weekend because the big headline, something that's even overshadowing the 30-man Royal Rumble, is the fate of AJ Styles. It is him versus Gunther in a singles match. AJ's career is on the line. Eric, you had a brief run interacting with AJ Styles when you both crossed paths in TNA in 2010. Did you think that AJ Styles could have the level of success that he's had in the WWE? Because he's always been that round peg in the square hole, because everything WWE was is something that AJ Styles isn't. So when you see in the past decade just what he's accomplished in the WWE, were you surprised?
It's a complicated answer. From in almost every respect, AJ was more than qualified and more than ready, and no one that really knew AJ and what he was capable of in terms of his in-ring ability, not just what he was physically capable of doing athletically, but his understanding and his psychology that went along with it. He was really far ahead of his curve in that respect. However, I did work with AJ extensively towards the end of my time in TNA. Worked with him very closely, got to know him very well. And one of the things that surprised me with regard to AJ's success in WWE was AJ's ability to be someone other than who AJ is. In other words, to be a character. Because in WWE, being that character and refining the characteristics of said character is primary. It's absolutely necessary. And your ability as a talent is based upon your ability to really become a character. AJ had a hard time transitioning from who he really was and what he really believed into portraying something else. He was true to himself, and it challenged him. I'm surprised in a good way that he was able to overcome that challenge and do as well as he did, because I wasn't sure going in that he could. He was holding on to who he really was a little too much, and I didn't think that he'd transition, but he did, and he did it very, very well.
I think one of the things about AJ as well, and you mentioned that the Claire Lynch storyline that was in TNA back in the day, and it's widely criticized, as everyone would go and say. But I like the fact that he was willing to actually try.
That's the deal.
And that's
the deal, because that takes guts. When you're out there in your underwear, pretending that you're fighting, and people have seen that, and we want to take your character to a whole different level, that's a giant risk. You're literally out there. It's every kid's worst dream when you show up to school and forgot to put your pants on. Right? That's what it feels like. And AJ embraced it. As much as he hated it, he did not want to do that storyline. But he was a pro, and he did his best. And I thought it was pretty awesome. I respect the hell out of him for it, because I know he hated it.
And we see too, like on a much lower scale, but more recently, when John Cena had his infamous heel turn. Now, I think it's too soon to say whether or not that was a success or not. But already people are etching into stone what they thought, that, oh, this is how they botched the heel turn. This is how they did this and did that. And that's, to your point, Eric, is what separates a great performer from a good one. Because John Cena could have easily said, no, I don't think so. This isn't gonna happen. This is my farewell run. But he thought, you know what? It's a farewell one. You're the one that's writing this story for me. I'm the performer here. It'd be like, imagine someone like Marlon Brando on the set of The Godfather said to Martin Scorsese, no, I don't think I'd be doing that. It's like, we're all part of this big show. If the director tells you to do this, do it to the best of your ability. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What's the worst?
And you know what, Nims? What you just said, first of all, I appreciate that so much, and you're 100% correct. Very few talents, actors, actresses, singers, athletes, really have that attitude. They rarely do they have that attitude. John Cena is that guy. John Cena has talked about it. His job is to take what's given to him and go out and perform it to the best of his ability. That's what makes John special, and that's why John did so well. Now he fought for what he believed in. He wasn't the kind of guy to just show up and say, "Sure, what do you want me to do? I'll go do it." He questioned it. He had to understand it. He improved it where he could and found ways to make those storylines his own so that it was true to his character. But he also, at the end of the day, would do what he was asked to do, and he took pride in that. That's one of the things that makes John as special as he is.